Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Nittany Report with your host, Ron Mont. Hey, folks, how's it going today? Welcome to the Nittany Report. We are talking week 3 against the Villanova Wildcats. Penn State up there at Happy Valley. Welcome in the Villanova Wildcats, the number 2 Penn State team playing there. And I'll tell you what, folks, what an amazing game we had for this one here on week 3. Oh my, Penn State just said hello there and hung a 56 burger on the Wildcats, who had a pretty decent opening part of their season. They started off pretty well as far as that's concerned. You know what I mean? They weren't a horrible team coming in to play here with Penn State. They were 1-0 coming in, so. Okay. First of all, thank you all very much for tuning in and checking us out. Really, really appreciate that. By the way, be looking for the Nittany Report YouTube channel coming out here real soon. As soon as we get some of the other things worked out, we're going to have a Nittany Report YouTube channel. So I can't wait for you guys to check that out. But until then, you can check us out on the RNJ Media Sports YouTube channel, or you can check us out at rnjmediasports.com/links/Nittany Report. So, also be looking forward to a new website coming out soon here, real soon, real soon, real soon. Oh my gosh, wait till you guys see it. There's going to be a special page just for the Nittany Report. It's going to have all the latest and greatest news, all the latest and greatest shows. Holy smolies, wait till you guys see it. I'm so excited. Okay, let's get into it. The man that you see on your screen right now, that's right, Tony Rojas, the other number 13 on the team, had an amazing game, folks. That's right. He had 2 sacks, was a huge presence in on the game. Um, really like how this young player has matured. Really like how he kind of has been taken over that number 11 jersey mold, if you know what I'm talking about. And you Penn State fans out there, we are Penn State. You know what I'm talking about. You know who that number 11 jersey is, the legacy of the 11 jersey. He's just wearing a number 13. That's all, you know what I'm saying. But I really like how he's been playing. I really like how he's been a factor for the defense. I really like his coverage skills and what he's been able to do to be as disruptive as possible to opposing offenses. So, but another big, huge shout out to the defense. That's right, folks. They went almost 8 quarters without allowing a point. That's pretty impressive as far as I'm concerned. When their opening game wasn't exactly a great defensive play, a great defensive game, but I'm liking what Knowles is doing as defensive coordinator now for Penn State, pitching only 6 points allowed in 8 quarters. Okay, so far so good. Liking that. But with Tony Rojas is on your team, that makes it easy too. You know what I'm saying, right? Okay, so with that being said, the defense did step up, had a great game. Let's talk about the other number 13 on the game for Penn State. And that's right, we're talking about Katron Allen. Holy moly. And the reason why I'm talking about this young man is this: he had 10 carries for 86 yards and a touchdown. He was featured on a couple of series. Like they go back and forth with him and Nick Singleton. And the reason, by the way, Nick Singleton had 20 carries for 83 yards and 2 touchdowns, but he had 20 carries, so he was more the featured back. Katron Allen was more the um, thunder and lightning, the change up. You know what I mean? And man, he made the most with 8.6 yards per carry. Okay, that's pretty good running. That means the offensive line was creating a lot of holes. Look, for Katron Allen and Nick Singleton to both have 80 some yards rushing, that's pretty good. Okay. And you add in like the 18 yards that Drew Allard did for his little bit of scampers and a couple other run plays that happened with some of the end arounds that they did successfully. I'm really liking what Kolnicki is doing as their offensive coordinator, and I'm liking how he's spreading the ball around and getting everybody their touches and feeding everybody. You know, you got to keep all these people happy, right? Come on. And keeping Katron Allen happy and Nick Singleton happy seems to be like a pretty good deal as far as I'm concerned. Keep that happening, right? Speaking of keeping that happening, look, Penn State added some depth to their wide receiver room uh, through the portal this past off season with some players, that have come in like your Hudsons, your Rosses, you know what I mean, and things like that. And then you got this young man right here, Luke Reynolds, tight end for Penn State, taking over for number 44. And man, I thought he had a great game. He had 4 catches for 74 yards, and he earned every single one of them. He was a key open point for Drew Allar when it was needed. He made some key first downs. He made some key blocks for the running backs so that the running backs could get some opening room. He had some key blocks downfield when other receivers were catching the ball. You know what I'm saying? He didn't lead the receivers in catches, but he led the receivers in yards for today, and that's why he's featured there. Luke Reynolds, I thought he had a great game, and looking forward to more from him as well as Kolnicki involves more of the tight ends. You know, especially now that you're missing Tyler Warren, you know, you got to have some other guys step up. And boy, howdy, did this guy step up? Okay, we'll take it. We'll take it. Okay. With that being said, this was not that type of day for this young man right here, Drew Allar. Okay, he was 16 of 29 for 209 yards. He also had a couple carries for 18 or 19 yards as well. He had a touchdown and he had a pick. It was a game management type of game for him, I think, because he only threw the ball 29 times. And there was well over 30 attempts in the run game, just between the two featured backs. They had 30 attempts. So, like I said, it wasn't exactly a huge barn burner of an offensive output, even though it was 56-6. When your defense scores a couple touchdowns, that helps, you know. So that's the other thing too that I want to focus in on as well too here with the defense being quite as dominant as they were. Now, look, I understand this is non-conference schedule, and Penn State finishes their non-conference schedule here with the win against the Wildcats at week 3. Week 4 is their bye week. I know it's really early for Penn State this year, but that's okay. I guess you'll take it when you get it, you know. And they come out swinging against conference foes against the Oregon Ducks on the 27th of September. So really excited for that game. I think that's going to be a really, really good litmus test for this Penn State offense and for this Penn State defense because Oregon is ranked number 4, Penn State's ranked number 2. And we know that Franklin doesn't necessarily have the greatest, against ranked teams. So we'll see how it goes after the bye week. So thank you all for tuning in and checking us out. Be sure to look forward to the new Nittany Report YouTube channel. That'll be coming out here shortly. Once we get things all wrapped up, we'll let you all know. But until then, you can hop on over to RNJ Media Sports on YouTube and check out the show over there. Also, you can check us out at the new website, rnjmediasports.com/link/Nittany Report. Be looking for the new website coming out there too. Penn State takes care of the Villanova Wildcats 56-6 in week 3. They are off this coming week for their bye week of week 4. Then they'll be back in action September 27th here against Oregon. Thank you all for tuning in and checking us out. You can follow me on X at RNJ_media. Thank you so much. We will catch you on the next episode of the Nittany Report.